Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to The Last Bachelor, and this is episode 24. There are a few friends with benefit rules you need to follow if you want a situation that works. Notice, I call this a situation. This is not your regular schmegular relationship. There are rules to follow in order to make sure nobody ends up confused or hurt. Because this is supposed to be a fun, liberating, and above all, a drama-free experience. By definition, friends with benefits simply means a friend with whom one has an occasional or casual sexual relationship. So, you want to enjoy sex, but don't necessarily want the seriousness of a real relationship. That's fine. Sounds like a no-strings-attached situation may be just what the doctor ordered. Before we continue, let's keep in mind that this isn't for everyone. And it doesn't mean you're a heartless or unhealthy person either. In fact, 57% of survey participants reported to have had a friends with benefits situation, while 43% had not. According to DrEd.com, looks like this is more common than people may know. Today's society is changing. Sex is something we should all be able to enjoy. And on a more serious note, women hold the gate key to a successful friends with benefits situation. Women are judged so much by society when exploring their sexuality, way much more than men ever are. I believe women can enjoy sex the same way men can. And if you can agree with that, then you're in the right place. So let's continue. Keep in mind, this is all about her, gentlemen. She recruits and she can dismiss at will. No exceptions. Here are the rules. Numero uno. Don't try to make your situation into a regular relationship. Some women may think that because they get a man to sleep with them, that they might be able to make it something serious. This isn't a good idea. It's a bad foundation for any relationship. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it does, just that it's not recommended. The main reason for a friends with benefits situation is strictly for sexual pleasure. That's it. Number 2, put your feelings to the side. The trick is you have to find a way to keep your feelings under wraps without being completely heartless. This doesn't come easy to anyone. Fun fact, it's not all women catching the feels either. Another survey by Dr. Ed of 1,000 men and women found that 52% of men become emotionally attached in a friends with benefits setup compared to just 44% of women. So ladies, if he starts to go in talking about marriage and love, quickly remind him this isn't going deeper than sex ASAP. 3, keep it cuddle free. You heard that right. This is the most unspoken rule. When we start cuddling after sex, we start to grow deeper feelings. It's a natural human reaction to affection. Women especially are very responsive to physical affection. Relationship therapist Rhonda Milrad says, you are not building an intimate relationship, but rather just having fun and enjoying one another physically. So do your best not to cuddle. Number 4, keep communication to a minimum. Hanging out frequently on a one-on-one outside of the sex sessions is off limits. Also, texting your friends with benefits every day can send the wrong signals. You don't want your friends with benefit to feel like you're losing focus on what type of arrangement this is. There is no need to freak them out. I remember having a situation where my friends with benefits thought I was brushing her off because I wasn't texting often or fast enough. Go figure. Relationship coach Ellen Bolin says if at some point you're enjoying yourself too much, then it may be time to reevaluate the situation. You should only be texting when it's time for the get down. Rule number 5. Make sure it's someone you won't feel an awkwardness even after breaking it off and still be able to hang out. Think about how it will affect the friendship beforehand. Co-workers are not recommended. Your friend that's also your roommate, definitely not a good look. An actual friend or friends of friends, definitely a good look. Although it should be someone you don't see on a regular basis. And of course, someone who can get you across the finish line each time. Am I right, ladies? After all, that's the real benefit of having friends with benefits. Rule number 6. Don't hook up 5 nights a week. Okay? Make sure you're not overly smashing. Once a week or bi-weekly is just fine. More than twice a week, you're treading thin ice. Remember, the more time spent, the more you run the risk of those dreaded feelings popping up. So cool it down. Slow it down. Rule number 7. Don't sleep over. Okay, sometimes we can't help it, but it's necessary. It's completely okay to leave an hour or so after. It's all about having a no strings attached, good old-fashioned smashing. Be honest with exactly what you do and don't like in bed, and try new things. Have fun and enjoy yourself without all of those emotional ties, and when you're not, it's time to wave your goodbyes and keep it moving. Rule number 8. Don't overly discuss it. Friends with benefit situations aren't like regular relationships. They are way less serious, meaning you don't need to worry about discussing or defining the relationship. Just let it rock while it lasts. No need for deep discussions on it, period. Rule number 9. Stay safe. This should be the number 1 rule too. Make sure to practice safe sex at all times. Let's stay STD free. Rule number 10. Understand that these relationships are not built to last. Make sure you have an exit plan. Some of these relationships only last a few weeks to a few months. I remember one of my past experiences lasted as long as a 12-pack box of Trojans. She said once the box is empty, this situation ends. I quickly agreed to terms. That was one of my best experiences as a young man. She recruited and she dismissed, as it should be. And lastly, number 11. Don't be surprised if you absolutely hate it. Friends with benefits is supposed to be sexy, hot, and dirty. Some people enjoy having casual, no strings attached sex, but there's actually a lot of people who just don't enjoy it at all. Don't be surprised or worried if you find out that it's not for you. My closing quote comes anonymously. One of the benefits of having a friend with benefits is that you can get a good fuck and still stay single. You've been listening to The Last Bachelor. To the next episode.